Yeah. We're getting hairy around the corner a little more.
You got a demon and a exactly the same.
He'll be here.
No, probably.
That coming from California. We're pretty much all the way through until that's fall.
Yeah.
That's here's a provision to eat.
Oh, yeah.
One.
Okay.
And the Lord, you, okay, the registered voter and the non-resident. Yeah, it's in there. I looked, it's in the planning and enabling. Yeah, it's,
Okay, guys ready to start?
is it time already?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mike? Eric? Gabrielle? Yes. Harry? Cindy? Here. Dean?
Here.
Bob?
Here.
Kristen, are we still approving the minutes and the agenda every meeting? Okay. So would someone like to make a motion to approve the agenda for the meeting of March 24th, 2026?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Someone like to bring a motion to the table for the minutes to approve the minutes for February 24th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Public comment, Jack Doer. Oh.
That was last.
I
I think you're looking at the minutes, not the,
Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. Is there any public comment?
Awesome. 2 years ago, we came before the planning committee and talked about the access ordinance, and I put together an issue paper for the board just to summarize it, and then we'll just basically present it again. It's been 2 years trying to get access to the township property. So basically, there's an issue paper in front of you. Basic issue is the citizens of the township are unable to access the Muskegon River. The township property is down in the Owens Bend. The theme in the township master plan indicates there's a goal to maintain open spaces, rural atmosphere, and recreational opportunities. The township owns the recreational property that the township citizens are unable to access. Garfield Township has transferred 46 of the 56 flooded lots of Owens Bend following the floods of 1986. The transfer restricted the use of the property to natural open area and public use. Although on a private road, the original Owens Bend plat map has the rights of the private road conveyed to the property owners. The township ownership includes 58% of the land, 79% of the plotted lots. The township has the right to use the road and access the property. In the summer of 23 and 24, some of the township residents were using the township property to access the north side of the Muskegon River. In the summer of 24, the township supervisor provided access to the residents that requested entrance to the property. The late summer 24, the township provided remote and gate code were changed, and the residents of the township were no longer allowed vehicle access to the township property. Opinion, it appears a single property owner is denying the rest of the township access to township property, but allows access to other individuals at his own discretion. So the action here for the issue paper would be to restore citizen vehicle access to Owens Bend property township. there's an event summary. I'm not gonna read every line. It's there for you guys to look at. This is, caveat there, this is an attempt to basically grab all these things, not all of them are documented in the minutes and notes. So it's the best effort to put the timeline there for your use. Thank you.
These says public purposes, and doesn't say use. The thing is, we're working on it, Ron. We're all busy outside right after 2 years, but still we're working on something. And one of the things that Ron said, that probably one of the best things we could do is just hold it. That's going to work out, but maybe we don't have to, but that may be one of the steps. I'm still waiting for the drawing on Old One, or the Old One, on the other side of the river, Anderson Flats. And so we can get the encroachments taken care of on that side. And then I'll sit down with Ron and we'll go from there. That's the update I have. And another update I have in here is so there's a use permit next month. And in our new book here, got a few things that should be changed. Do you remember we changed everything to 740 square foot on housing, on floor size or whatever. And in our new book here on page 27, it says, that's in the,
In the zoning?
yeah, zoning book. Ag residential district, it shows 1,000 square feet. Should be 740. Get that, do that change. And also in the Muskegon River overlay zone, that's on page 32, says the same thing. 1,000 square foot, should be 740. And we're getting some ZBA things, side yard, rear yard, not front yard setback, but rear yard and side yard setback. You start getting too many hearings, something's a little too restrictive. So in our general residential district, we have subdivisions, lots of records. They have a different front yard, rear yard, and side yard setback. In the lakefront, they have a different side yard, rear yard setback, not front yard. Front yard stays the same. Muskegon River, we got subdivisions, and there's no something that says in here that says subdivisions, lots of records. They got lots, and some of these on Anderson Flat side, you got Old Bend, Cross, Cross Flat. They're oddball shaped properties that, in order to build or have accessory buildings, you got to come see the ZBA. And if you're doing that, that becomes, if you're showing an undue hardship, you got to come up and start thinking. You got to think about shrinking our side yard and rear yard setbacks. So I want to move the front yard because we're staying back from the river like we want. But the sides should probably, instead of being 30 on the lakefront, on the riverfront, I don't come up with a number, but I'd say 10 would be a fair number, like you got in the general residential. But on them lots down, it's a buildable lot down the Old Bend, 44 foot wide.
That's a buildable lot.
Yeah, because it's in a plat. You can't deny that the structure going on there. So the only one that can deny it would be like DNR, DQ, whatever, Eagle that says, no, we're not going to allow you to build in that floodplain.
Even though our setbacks won't allow it?
You're doing, them are, they've been there forever, so.
They kind of grandfathered
Yeah,
in.
for example, Old Woman's Bend was plotted in 1959.
Yeah, it was in the 50s. Clifton Acres, where you're at, there's some of them are pretty tight. So that's a subdivision that's been in since the 60s, early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Anderson Flats on the other side, that preceded, I think, Old Woman's Bend. So there's some things that need to be looked at, come up with some fair numbers and presented at the next meeting after the public hearing. And it's something to think about. Start looking at it and say, look at the maps, look at some of the lots. What is going to be a fair fair number, not a lot of record on, say, it's riverfront properties. The front yard setback can't even meet that.
But like a place like Clifton Acres, I mean,
Yeah, you've got,
we're on a cliff,
right,
and so the issue isn't really the river, it's
No.
the cliff that you're living on.
it's the, yeah, and the side yards and the,
Right.
you know, if you had a, you know, a lot of that, some of the things they're right close now.
Well,
Yeah. If you had to replace something or build something
you
else,
couldn't do
you
it.
can't do it.
Yeah.
See, that's a lot of record, that should have, you know, different setbacks. You go into in our general residential changes, I mean, look at that page here. You've got, turn, in your normal new lots that there would be, front yard's 50, side yard is 25, and rear yard is 30.
What
But
page is it?
when I'm on page 21. So, but when you get into a lot of records, you got the front yard is 25, and the side yards are 10. There's a 15-foot difference on your side yards, and 25 foot on your front yard.
Describe to me what you mean by lots of record.
That's being a subdivision, something that's platted.
Okay.
That were prior to this.
Prior to zoning.
Prior to that.
Yep. Remember, they say subdivision, lot of record. So you got Newaygo flats 1 and 2 up on top of the hill. Down from John Frederick down on the Carroll Street. That's in there. Them are all lots of record. They're 120 foot long, deep lots, but some of them are quite narrow. I mean, we managed to be creative and get them in there, but I mean, because you can, with the, you know, the ruling that they have to be in a subdivision lot of record.
Right.
But some of them would not work, they wouldn't work at all. You take 25, 25, and then, so your 50 foot of your lots ate up. Henry ate up 60 foot of his lot on either side. For his house, he could be 30-30, now he's got the garage going, he had to come to the ZBA, because no place to put.
Right.
I mean, if side yards were 10 feet, he probably would have made it pretty close.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, could have shifted it over a little bit. You know, down, you add them ones down in the, some of them in Anderson Flats are pretty good size, but some of them are, you know, skinny,
Right.
you know.
Was the intent when they plotted them for making them buildable lots? Or were
Yeah,
they-
that's what they,
That was the
get as
intent.
many lots as they can get in there.
And at the time, they must have had considerably different setbacks than they
They didn't have any.
They didn't have any.
Right, zoning, the 1878 is when the first zoning book was written. The copies are in the whole thing that was printed in.
So
Page and a half.
assumedly, you could have walked out the door of one house, taken one step, and walked into the door of another.
Almost, yeah.
So everything before that's been grandfathered in.
How can we come up with a generality? Will it fit all of them, or is it gonna have to
Yeah,
be one at a
you
time?
Unless it's grandfathered in.
It's either go to, when you start, like I said, when you start going to ZBA a lot, you've gotta do something.
You have to do, so that's
You
what's
should
going
do
on right
something,
now.
Right. I got 2 more requests. Both are rear yard setbacks.
And it would only
One's
pertain
on the river and
to,
one's on the lake.
it would only pertain to that area though.
Right,
We're
I
not
mean,
changing
there'd be
everything.
subdivision lots of record. Now, you'd be Anderson Flats we have on there, Old Ones Bend we have on that, and we have, forget the Craw.
It's Craw Plat, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's
13 lots.
we got 3 subdivisions on the river.
Right up there above,
Right.
Old Woman's Bay.
Okay.
You have a whole bunch of them around the lakes. You know, so that's why there's a lot of them right up next to
Right.
next road.
Yeah.
They follow different setbacks. Any new lot, they can't, you know, it has to be, this newly created lot has to follow what we have here.
Right.
That language is the subdivision that is in the lakes. The only place it's not in is the river.
Okay.
And it should have been in the river. I went back to I got a 1995 book in my garage, and I went back in there, and still didn't see subdivision lot of record in that one. It had 740 for the floor area on the house. So I don't know how this, somehow or another, bumped up to 1,000, but remember that was what, 2020 when we took this down to 740 for all of it. That way there's no discrepancies. And 2020 when they had, you know, the lumber that went way sky high, and then be nice if somebody built a house, a smaller house, and 260 square feet. That takes quite a bit off the house, price wise.
I can see us definitely looking at what can be done in the future, but if some of these pieces are pie-shaped or very oddly shaped parcels, I don't know how that we could come up with
Your side
terminology.
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost better off going through the ZBA.
Yes and no. You take this lot of record, and that's the only ones that it would affect is a new subdivision. Any place else, it doesn't affect them. The normal setbacks would have to stay. It's just the language, subdivision, lots of record, you'd have your front yard setback on the river, probably 50 foot, because you can't get the 150 that we have from the normal on the top. You would do, side yards, take them down to either, like they have on the lake, a 6 foot on each side, and rear yard of 25 foot. And then you're just put that in as subdivision, lots of record, and that's the development standards that they would have. Anything else would stay the same. Just let that language in there.
Then if we don't do that, they'll go to
Each time, they'll go to ZBA.
ZBA and then they'll override that, and they'll give it to them.
They give it to them, but it's a practical difficulty is what it has. And if you try to take away, when you start getting your ZBA meeting and stuff like that, it's time to start looking and say, what can we do so they don't have to beat on that?
To add, the ZBA cost the homeowner $400.
Right, it costs $400 for the,
How many
Yeah.
parcels do you think?
there's,
Is it like 10 parcels per, all of them together?
no, the Andersons got quite a few. You guys have quite a few on your riverfront. Got the riverfront, subdivision. Wilson Acres is a net 300 feet. Affects you too, your area. So there's what, 15 in there, 10, 15 in there, lots?
Are you talking about people who live there, or just
No,
empty lots?
Just the lots, totally, yeah.
Well, I'll make a recommendation. No, I mean, just based on what you guys are talking. So, you're like, Dean, you said you're worried about, you've got the setback, so you can have two houses that's this close to each other. What if you put in there something, okay, you have your setback, but you gotta be still to 30 feet from another building. So even though you can come up to 5 feet of the property line, you still gotta be 30 feet away from that building, so they ain't like this, they're like this.
Just on the lakes, there's 6 foot on each side. So there's a 12.
Like you're saying, the river properties, a lot of them are long and narrow, so you've got room to go this way.
Yeah, you can't deny where they put the house, I mean,
Well, if you did the 30 foot from another structure, then they'd have to stay off of that house, or whatever that
that might create undue hardship there, you don't know. Some of these are, you're just basically gonna work on front yard, side yard, and rear yard setbacks, and, you'll have, if you got 10 feet, you got 20 feet between structures. And they always seem to have no problems before.
And there's no minimum square footage of a house.
They're supposed to be 740.
Okay, so that's one thing, they would actually have to be able to build that on there.
Yeah, 740 square foot house. Yeah.
And if they can't, they can't.
Then they can't.
So there is other
There's other,
controlling features besides just the setbacks.
Well, setback, if they can get a 740 square foot, but they need to have side yard setback relief, even if you changed it, then you still, you have to go to ZBA and see if they get that.
We're not doing that today, right?
No, this is something that we need, it's food for thought.
Right.
We need to come up with some numbers. I'll throw something together, everybody put something together, so we can come somewhere in the middle and say, hey, this is what we want to see. Because you've got lots that can be developed. If they had, you know,
Is there a push down there for this?
there's one house that's gonna be built, and that's trying to save for if they've gotta go to court with ZBA, then you've gotta go to ZBA, it's not an issue. But it's, we're trying to, these little, you know, side yard setback relief's been pretty much still all you've done, right? I mean, we've done in the last four hearings,
It's all been side yards,
side yard or front yard, rear yard, I mean.
It hasn't been,
side and rear. There's been no front.
it hasn't been has it been approved across the board with all the requests?
Within reason, the ones that have come to the ZBA, there's a number of that.
There's been, you said 3 or 4 this year?
You already had two in the last 2 meetings, or last 3 meetings were that, and one was just a month ago?
Correct.
Yeah, you were here, a month ago.
I guess we'd have to make sure we're looking at the feature size of
Yeah, we
the
can-
parcel too, because if you do have an odd shaped parcel, you can't produce setback allowances that if you don't have the real estate to do it with. Too, I mean, that's the other part of things.
If you don't exactly fit what you want, there's your minimum, your minimum structure is supposed to be the X amount of square feet. If you can fit that in there, it's gotta be 20 foot wide, because otherwise it's looks like single wide.
Hmm. Okay,
I think it's something, it's time to look at it. And Fritz brought that up at the last ZBA meeting, that we're looking at side yard and rear yard setbacks for all the time.
And that's right in this, I mean, not that I know this by heart, but it's right in this area that you were talking about, 21, these
Yeah.
pages.
Yeah, when you go into this, our general residential section,
Okay,
that's 20, on page 21, you'll get all the way down the line F, and it says subdivisions, lots of record. And then it gives you different setbacks than it does for the main part of the site development.
okay.
And we have it, also it's in the lakes. But we don't have it
Good for the river.
in the river.
Okay.
And the river probably should have some too.
And the ZBA actually requested in the last minutes that the planning commission look into side yard setbacks in the river district.
Okay.
Right.
And, I mean, I would like to see a little bit in the lakes too, because that's,
the area is like a residential.
yeah, that's how they were set up.
Okay. So this doesn't have its own zoning for river.
No, it's in the Muskegon River overlay.
And then it's, okay, all right.
But there's,
So all of these we're talking about are Muskegon River.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only two differences in the, it's supposed to be 740 on the structures, one's in the ag residential and one's in the Muskegon River overlay. So the numbers need to be changed, because we've done that, I know we did that in 2020 when we were looking on the book. For 2019
What
and changed.
page is that on in the book, George?
Which one?
The 7 that needs to be changed to 740?
Page 32 is that one, and page 27 is the other.
And under section, because I was gonna go look at the old one.
E,
Yeah, so section E on 6 point, yeah,
so you're saying you want that to be considered at 740?
yeah. 6.5, site development standards, line E.
And that was changed in 2020, and it, George, what did you say?
We done it at one of these meetings, we need to change the numbers. Some numbers out there. And then the other one is still at site development standards at 8.5. I do know, like I said, in that 1995 book I got in the garage, it was 740 on the river at that time. I didn't bring that book, but it's in the one of the ones they got sitting
I
there.
just want to make a comment that whenever you grandfather anything in, you're always gonna have these obstacles in front of you, and that's why there's ZBA and different things, because, you know, what was 50 years ago doesn't necessarily mean it's up to
But
date
them
now.
are old lots and we got new lots.
Right,
The new lots
But I
follow
mean,
these
it's not-
rules. Old lots can't, some of them.
I know,
So
but,
that's why
I
you,
mean,
that's why you can help them out. If we help them out in two
people
different
used to
districts,
build their houses on the cliff of the river,
they have.
and now
before.
they fall in.
Mhm.
And so there's reasons why we are updating, and
And they still have to follow that front yard. You
Yeah.
wouldn't change the front yard setback.
I'm just
You
saying,
would give relief on the rear yard and side yards.
I know, but there is a reason why we're,
I understand that. Yeah. It's, when you get a ZBA member, you get ZBA requesting, Fritz is the one who requests, and,
I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's a bad idea, I'm just
yeah, I
saying
know, it's
that,
just,
are we changing everything for 5 lots? You
I think we
know?
need to look at the lots to
Yeah.
really dig into what's going on. So I think we should look at the
That's
Anderson
my
flat
thoughts.
lots and all those various different ones. And let's find out what some of the shapes are and what hurdles we might get into.
Right.
Some of this might just
pretty
flush right
square.
out.
Yeah,
Croc is the one that's got the most
pardon me?
oddball things.
Right, well,
You
but
have
then
to,
there's
if you put
Yeah.
5, you got 5.
That's
somebody
like
to
some
cram.
money,
You can
Martha.
there's a 6 foot like down the lake
12,
on each
okay,
side.
12 lots.
You still have to put your house on that property to do that. And if you can't, then you have to go to the ZBA. But this gives you a little bit more leeway in order to do this. That's what,
Right. That's what they're
He's
still,
looking for guidelines.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's just, yeah, they've been there, they were built, and they didn't have
Right.
the right ideas or the right, they didn't, I mean, some of this wasn't in existence when they were doing that.
right.
So I guess the one question I do have is based on our surveying from the last time, is this what the river overlays intent was to allow housing to get this close to one another? Is this what they wanted? Because we also got to bear in mind what people asked for and what people, so is this the will of the people to have houses 12 feet from each other?
You wouldn't have, not even a handful, because there's not just a handful of lots, is all there is. So, front plat would be, what, 3 more lots?
There's 13 lots in front plat.
Yeah, there's 3 more left.
There's one that's completely undeveloped.
Yep.
Everyone else that has something on
Something,
it.
yeah, okay. And that would allow, for accessory buildings or whatever, give them a little more leeway.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Now, the rule of thumb's done no matter if things are going to the ZBA, you need, too many of them at it, because that's all, for Skeegan River, we did on the other side, they issued 25-foot setback relief. That's getting to the end, that's pushing it. 1 or 2 feet, 3 feet, it's nothing. But you start, just telling you got a little bit too restrictive in the lots that have already been there. So,
Okay.
and that's been the rule, no matter how, if your ZBA is meeting on certain things, too much, it's time to look at that.
I mean, that was the last setback relief, was 25.5 feet.
Right.
The one we just did.
So that's all I have.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
that needs to be, or that's sometime ago. And then we have,
a conditional,
that the reading pleasure to start with, something to think about too.
Yeah, see,
Possible data centers, yeah.
yeah, we definitely need to get in front of that.
Right. You, there was, I don't know if you got email from somebody, I can't remember.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah. Something about this, yeah.
Yeah, 3 of them, yeah.
Is there a time frame we have to have this done by?
The moratorium, we should buy in time, you can set up next meeting if you want. That's what I would think.
Is our,
Kind of like,
Being proactive.
Brad write something up.
I think we're being proactive,
Say-
not.
Is that what joined? I mean,
I don't see it happening, but then I do.
George, is the state trying to pass something to say, or what's?
I don't know exactly yet.
Okay.
I do know one of them down there got sued, down south, it was the state, going in. The simple fact is they got sued by the company, the state, and another developer. So,
Did they put a moratorium on, or did they?
no, they denied
it.
They denied one, yeah. So, moratorium at least gives us time to see what's gonna happen,
Yeah, I agree.
so.
Have they ruled on that?
Yeah, that's going in. The township, so they can't fight them.
So the township got fined?
Township, we had another meeting and rescinded their motion and had to approve
That's
it.
the rest of the
So
story.
there's no way they could fight it.
I see.
There's too much money. The developer has too much money, the, company has too much money.
Yeah, the state's pushing it.
And it's gonna be pushed, yeah. So, that's
So
why
even
everyone's
if-
pushing it.
Even if we put a moratorium on,
Well,
it isn't really gonna do a whole lot, but it might help show our intent.
it's
What do we do,
there,
have Brad write up like a resolution?
right, or something of that sort.
Is Brad involved in this as well?
I'm sure he's found something somewhere,
I'm sure you have that, so, more on.
so.
They deal with municipalities pretty regularly.
So that'd be something else to look at. And this is
I think we
I got
gave
a
us
big
some
map.
information the time before, didn't you, on the data centers and some of the stuff.
I had emailed you the letters we received from the,
This is on the conditional use that we have next month. I may not be here, I don't know yet. So,
Oh, is this, Loose Avenue?
no, this is, Mason Drive, M37,
Okay,
American Anchor,
Yeah.
RV place. And this where they were selling the clean energy, green energy, the windmills and stuff.
yeah.
They wanna sell used cars. She told me about a dozen. And it'd be right here in that parking area.
And this is along 37.
Right along 36, commercial business. Right. They already have, storage unit behind and just something else. The office would be in here and cars would be there.
So I didn't think we heard down here, George, where this was actually exactly
Right
at.
across
Over,
the street
yeah.
from American Anchor.
Yep, I know.
Got vacant lot there. You know, the buildings there, that was the one that had the windmills, remember, the turbines, stuff, whatever.
Is this the company place here?
That should be it.
This one's that further back.
That's pretty nice. Carpet be over here.
Yeah,
Speedway is like right here.
yeah, the RV place is right here. Okay.
And then,
Yeah, I said that.
yes, it's right next door to the RV place. I mean, it's something that fits.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's normal.
This one used to be, that's what this one started at, was these cars.
Yeah.
Then once they get their use for the RV.
Actually, going across.
This one, I
Okay.
can't remember what it started as.
Everybody had that.
So what is this
Yeah,
gonna
okay. So
Yeah, well,
it's,
that's it, okay.
so it's
It's
just.
still called
it's
green,
just
you know, green,
Do they have a,
Yeah, okay.
Manual
conditional
use.
use
That makes
already
sense.
on this?
on that, so they, what they need to add this use.
So they'll be able to
Yeah, that's
provide,
exactly.
we have record of this conditional use that we can look at, because that'll show all the setbacks and stuff already.
Oh, yeah, because here's stuff.
And then all we
It's
need
in
to
here
do is
somewhere,
compare.
That makes
I can see if I can
You know what I
find
mean? Then all we need to do is compare what their old conditional use was, and then look at the new uses of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That should-
The old,
The
their
old conditional
their old
use
site
should
plan.
have all that, you
Yeah,
should
you
have,
never know on some of them old site plans, they were drawn up
I
on.
think it'd be worth pulling it out,
Yeah, you take a look.
and then we can look at their new site plan, because this will be an additional use.
It's actually a new use.
The old use is still gonna be there,
Right.
but this will be an additional use.
We got 3 uses, well, actually 2, because you can pull the one when AC, because that has been long gone past its
I
time.
guess I would just like to see what the existing use is and its site plan.
Let's find that.
I agree with you.
We find that one, it's not that hard.
Can we
I can
limit
put
how
this
many
over on
they
my,
can have on that property?
What was that?
Can we limit how many vehicles they can have on?
Yeah, you can, yeah, she told me no more than a dozen, but you can say no more than 10.
Well, I think it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
Make a
thinking,
living off it, doesn't actually.
Yeah.
Anymore.
10.
I was just-
You can say 15.
Yeah.
Dozen's not good enough, if you want to give you 15.
Right.
You know, it's, that's part of the conditions you can add on that.
Okay.
So this is the RV place, right?
Right, correct.
So this is a really old picture, I feel like. Because back here is completely,
Well, that hasn't,
This isn't theirs, so I guess it's kept up.
the big rent, I got a big blown up one of the same thing, but that building is the same, but the you're talking about, everything. The RV place has nothing to do with it at all.
I know.
So the current picture, if you probably, she just pulled them off by GIS.
Okay.
So I mean, they're probably a month ago, 2 months ago.
is it shut down right now? There's nobody there right now, is there?
I don't know if there's anybody working out of there anymore or not at the moment.
Okay.
I don't think about that.
But there was a use way back to that. That one that they put in was permitted, so I don't know exactly what the original use was way back when,
Right.
to find that one.
The RV place has a lot more than 12 campers.
That's
Oh,
for sure,
boy.
that's what I'm saying, I mean.
They got a new building going,
They've
they
got
have
like
that building.
100 campers there.
So,
I was just looking at it the other day.
I don't know if you want to limit a used car dealer right next door to
Yeah,
a dozen or
right.
15 cars, just from sitting from the cheap seats.
Right.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
It's
It's
just
a
nice to have
commercial
an active
district.
business on that.
Let them sell.
area.
That's a,
Let them sell. Let them
commercial
sell.
Well,
corridor.
they even know there's cars if there's only 15, you know, because the RV place is like,
And I'm sure they'll advertise something.
yeah, it
somewhere.
is. Yeah.
So, I'll have,
It's the place for it.
I'll have the extra information, like I said, I may not be here.
Be nice for Newaygo to have something like that.
Maybe, they don't know, if
Yeah.
we can book the hog hunt, then we'll go, I'm going down, then I'm going down. If not, then I'll be here.
Okay, so next on the agenda is
Nothing.
nothing. Do you have a CBA report?
Kind of what you're seeing there, we're on, I guess, with Kristen's thing, we had 10, for the year, 10 zoning permits so far.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little slow.
Ain't too bad.
No,
It's better than some years.
Yeah, well, usually it seems like it's always the first, January through March, they had the most influx, and then it kind of tapered, and then towards fall it did it again. But it's just been basically 1 week average and over.
What's new with solar? Anything?
ZBA,
They're taking it to the ZBA.
And that's gonna be next month or this month?
May 7th, May 7th.
May 7th.
At Fremont
I
High
asked
School,
Kristen, yes, May 7th.
6:30.
May 7th.
And where's that gonna be at?
Fremont High School cafeteria. I'll give you that.
Yeah, Newaygo's getting, their cafeteria is getting redone,
You said 6:30?
6:30. And we'll
Yeah,
get,
can we
obviously we'll
request to
get all
have
the
it?
posted.
The last time, we couldn't hear anything in there because you guys didn't have the audio. I don't know if that was a school thing or,
Yeah, I don't think we will this time.
no, yeah, it was hard to hear anything.
Oh, the second meeting we had?
Yeah, the first one was
Should have
great.
been able to hear me.
Well, some people you couldn't, some
Well,
you,
we
Yeah,
just too
that's
loud.
why my voice held up, that was, yeah.
but no, the first one was great, you could hear it, but the second one,
Yeah.
I don't have the greatest hearing either, but I couldn't hear anything.
I highly doubt they will have anything there. It's in a cafeteria.
And
Yeah, they sell them just, in Fremont.
Yeah, can we get one of those little karaoke machines maybe?
So May 7th, 6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
Have you heard
So it
anything
starts
about
at
dinner?
6:30.
Nope, nothing.
Not bad.
All right.
Even when they talked to Kevin there after our board meeting at the high school. He hasn't heard anything either.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
A second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right.
All right, thank you for watching. This was the Newaygo County Garfield Township's Planning Committee meeting from March 24th, 2026. Not a lot really to talk about on this meeting. The Township Supervisor, George Succi, wants to change some verbiage in the zoning manual or ordinance or whatever, to allow people to build a little easier in the Muskegon River overlay area, and that you also to change a little bit of the verbiage there to open that up, and that next month's meeting, the April meeting for the planning committee, they're going to talk to a group who is going to try to open up a car dealership right on M37. It'd be a used car dealership, kind of near our RV place. They talked about things that they might ask on the permit, the conditional use permit, about how many cars they can sell and how many cars they shouldn't. My own personal opinion is right on M37, obviously a Michigan State Highway, and it's right next to a RV dealership that has a lot of RVs. So I don't know why you would put a lot of restrictions on a car dealership. And then they did also announce the night of May 7th at 6 p.m. at the Fremont High School cafeteria. They will discuss, the ZBA, the Zoning Board of Appeals, will hear the case from Sylvan Solar. This channel, there's already been 2 videos. The zoning board, or the planning committee, this group met, and they discussed all of the reasons why solar doesn't work for us. And then they recommended to the township board that there was no solar. And then we have the township board met, and they voted no. And now that group is going to go and try to get the zoning board of appeals to take care of it. So in May, we will hear from them. I will be there to record that. I do appreciate you watching, and have a great day.